Hey everybody, welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin Robbie Billups, and it's time for the weekly pop culture wrap-up. That's right, everybody. Thanks for checking out the video. I am Rockin Robbie Billups. This is the weekly pop culture wrap-up. It's the show where I go over the week's pop culture news, mostly comic books and movies. Let's get right into it. Spider-Man. Number 1, a brand new, ongoing Spider-Man title has been announced. It was announced last week, but we skipped the wrap-up last week because of the holiday weekend, so we'll talk about it here. It's going to be written by Dan Slott. It's going to have artwork by Mark Bagley. It's going to debut from Marvel in October. Okay. Spider-Man's been a bit inconsistent. We're 5 issues into the new run by Zeb Wells and John Romita Jr. It's been a bit inconsistent with story, with character, and with artwork, okay? So now we get another Spider-Man book, and this is in continuity and tied directly to what's going on in the Zeb Wells John Romita book, right? So that's going to be kind of interesting, I guess, to see how they expand out a book that's already not really found its footing, but expanding it out into a second title. We'll see. Dan Slott, obviously a trusted name as far as Marvel is concerned for Spider-Man. His sales on Spider-Man were pretty strong, but Spider-Man sales are usually strong. There are moments of Dan Slott's Spider-Man run that I really like, including the worldwide era, and I really like Superior Spider-Man. Some of the other stuff, though, I don't know. But with the success of Spider-Verse, with the arrival of another Spider-Verse to end all Spider-Verses on the horizon, I guess it makes sense to them to put Dan Slott back on the title. Fan reaction's been kind of divided about that. I will just wait and see. I think Dan Slott's he's capable of writing a really good Spider-Man story, but this one's going to be reintroducing Moreland, and it seems like it's veering into the Spider-Verse stuff, and to be honest, that was not the Dan Slott stuff from Spider-Man that I liked the most. He is ending his run on Fantastic Four, so it feels like when Dan Slott left Spider-Man, that he went to Iron Man, that didn't work out. He's on Fantastic Four, it almost worked out, but not quite, and now they're like, okay, we're just going to put you back on Spider-Man. We don't know what else to do with you. Then, of course, we got Mark Bagley, and it's always cool to see Mark Bagley draw Spider-Man. He's one of my absolute favorite Spider-Man artists of all time. But we've seen a lot of Mark Bagley on Spider-Man in recent years, and it would be nice to have a different kind of visual take on this character. But that being said, I'm a fan of Mark Bagley. I'm a fan of Spider-Man. I'm a fan of comic books. So I will definitely check it out when it releases in October. Wakanda is a new one arriving in October from Marvel. It's a 5-issue anthology comic book series. The first issue will be written by Stephanie Williams and artwork by Paco Matina, but this will be an anthology with each issue focusing in on a different character from the Black Panther world, from Wakanda. The first issue is going to spotlight Shuri, and then each issue is going to have a backup story called History of the Black Panthers to show us some of the previous people who have held the mantle of the Black Panther over the years. Now, this is arriving in October, right before the Black Panther 2 movie comes out, Wakanda Forever. I think that right now that's scheduled for like November. Is it really? Is it this year? Seems crazy that it's happening so soon, but it feels like it took forever to happen. That being said, I'm always excited to see more of the world of Wakanda expanded upon. But of course, the big part of this, the big focus, is going to be on these other characters aside from T'Challa, because that's what they're going to be utilizing in the movie. Beatrix Rose Vigilante is a new 5-issue series from Comixology Originals. It debuts this Tuesday, July 12th. It is written by Stephanie Phillips with artwork by Valeria Vavovia. I messed that up. Vavocia? Sorry. Anyway, this is a Comixology original, so if you got Amazon Prime or if you got Comixology Unlimited or Kindle Unlimited, you already will have access to it. You can read it for free. This is based on a series of books about a spy-turned-assassin, which is actually being developed into a TV series, so that's cool. Stephanie Phillips has done some pretty solid work. She's done some okay work, but I love A Man Among Ye, for instance, so I'm excited to see what she can bring to this character. I'm not familiar with this character, with the books or the upcoming movie or show or whatever it is, but something maybe to think about if you are interested. Eve, Children of the Moon, has been announced from Boom Studios in October, 5-issue series following up Eve. Eve was a very interesting science fiction story about a young woman who has to save the world, and she's got this teddy bear with her, but the teddy bear's got a lot of complexity to that teddy bear, let's just say that. But it's by Victor Lavelle and Joe Migyong here on the artwork. I really did like the first Eve series. I felt like it was losing momentum as it reached its conclusion, but all in all, it was a pretty solid story, so I'm excited to see this world for us to go back to this world to develop this out a little bit further. So there you go. Watch that Clerks 3 trailer. So I was the hugest Kevin Smith fan back in the day, in the 90s, in the 2000s. We just had Joe Corallo on the show. We talked about this a little bit. Being a huge Kevin Smith fan, started getting disappointed with each movie going forward after Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. You know, it just, some things work, some things don't. Like, I do love Zach Amiri, Make a Porno. I think that's one of his best films. I think it's his best film outside of the View Askew stuff, right? That being said, Jay and Silent Bob reboot, like, I wouldn't say it was a good movie, but I kind of enjoyed it, but it's not like, it didn't rekindle the magic of me being like in my late teens, early 20s, watching Mallrats and Chasing Amy and Clerks for the first times, and just wearing out my VHS copies. And I don't think that Clerks 3 is going to capture that or rekindle that either, right? I didn't really like Clerks 2 at all. Maybe I should revisit it, maybe leading up to Clerks 3. We'll revisit all of them. We've actually did, one of our very first movie reviews on this channel was for Clerks. But it was like an old school 4-minute one. We're hammered. I'm just holding my phone. It's ridiculously badly shot. It's, maybe you should check it out. Check out our Clerks little movie review. Anyway, Clerks 3, it seems like it's trying to be too self-referencing. It seems like it's just relying on the same kind of things that Kevin Smith movies rely on of late that don't really quite work for me. That being said, I'm always excited to see a new project set in the View Askew universe. I don't know. I want to recapture that magic. I do recapture that magic when I rewatch the original Clerks or Mallrats, like when we did a Mallrats on PCP Movie Night. That was a fun revisit. Or revisiting the Jim Mahfood, Kevin Smith comic books for Clerks, things like that. Anyway, Daredevil and Kingpin officially confirmed to be in the Echo series, so interest in that Echo series has gone even higher now. Of course, Echo is a character that was created by David Mack for Daredevil back in like 99, 2000, something like that. I love the character of Echo, and it's very important to have Daredevil and Kingpin involved. And of course, Echo was introduced into the MCU on the Hawkeye TV series, and Kingpin appeared there, and we've seen Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock in Spider-Man No Way Home. And so it just made sense for this to happen. So Daredevil and Kingpin, Vincent D'Onofrio, Charlie Cox, they are going to be in the Echo series as they should. The only thing is this, I didn't really like how Kingpin was portrayed in the Hawkeye series. It seemed like kidify is probably the wrong word, but they softened Kingpin, I think, a little bit. They did make him more powerful, but something in the character, the visceral, brutal violence didn't seem to be there, and I hope that that's there. Not saying that violence is supremely necessary to make a good Echo TV show or a show with Vincent D'Onofrio or Charlie Cox as Kingpin and Daredevil, respectively, but it kind of is. I mean, brutal violence is definitely a part of the Kingpin and Matt Murdock dynamic, and Echo being in the middle of that. Anyway, I'm excited for it. I hope that they can recapture that magic from the early Daredevil season. Anyway, that's what we got for you this week. What's coming up here at PCP? Well, join us tonight for Dylan's Horror Show. Link in the description below. We're talking about Society, a Brian Usna film, which I absolutely adore. So I cannot wait to talk with the fellas about this tonight on Dylan's Horror Show. Sunday night, Rockin Robbie Live returns after a 2-week hiatus. We'll be doing top 5 movies of 2008. We'll be reviewing Someone's Watching Me, the next step in our John Carpenter movie reviews. We'll be talking about Turtles, because we'll be totally talking about Turtles. All that and more, including Image in the 90s. We're going to go into Wildcats issue 3 by Jim Lee, Brandon Choi, Scott Williams, and company. It's going to be a grand old time. And then Monday night, over on PCP Movie Night, we start Action Fest 2022 at 8 p.m. Central Time with a review of the Lethal Weapon franchise. All 4 Lethal Weapon films reviewed and discussed by me and the excitable PCP crew. That's Monday night on PCP Movie Night. So thank you so much for watching this video. Let us know in the comments below anything you want to let us know about anything we discussed in this video today. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and join us over at patreon.com/PCP if you want to help support the channel. I've been Rockin Robbie Billups. Thanks for rocking with us. Station. Pop, pop, boom!